All right, guys, happy Saturday. As you guys know, we do this every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 so that you can get the information that you need, guys, to take your business and your FFL business, your lifestyle. You can upgrade and elevate in all areas of your life and taking everything to the next level. But you have to take the information today, guys, and apply it. So the best way you can show gratitude and thanks to the leaders that take the time out to speak on these calls every week is use the information to go to work, because knowledge is not power. You can consume all the knowledge, but if you don't put any action behind it, you'll never get what you want. So guys, please make sure you have your pen, your notepad, your stylus, however you take your notes, and make sure you're locked in, because you're going to get some great information today on how to dominate each and every week from where you are right now. All right. So again, guys, as you know, I always start off with the top 10. So I'm going to go through, because our report didn't come out yet, but through the entire Allegiance top 10, right? So hold on. There we go. Perfect. So coming in at number 10, guys, we have Previs. Great job. Previs.
Hold on. Corinne, I'm sorry. Are you talking about Submit?
Yeah.
Submit's on my Fury page.
That's what I read last week.
Yeah, you said you said it's not out yet. It's a new one that came out Wednesday.
Oh, that's the same one I read.
It's not.
Oh, it is. This is the same one I read. This is week 3.
Then that's not because that was number, the numbers are different. So it's week 3. Last week was week 2. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Hold on, yo. The numbers are correct, Corinne. The most recent one you see, the heading may be incorrect, but the numbers are correct.
I really did read this last week because there were 8s in a row. I helped 10 families last week.
And I didn't do 11 last week. I did.
Oh.
That's this week. I'll do it. So, because Mike Taplin is number 1. He was not number 1 last week.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Where am I looking?
On the FFL Fury Instagram.
I only have week 3.
What I'm saying to you, Corinne, is the numbers, the individual numbers are correct. If the week 3, it should be week 4. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the heading is wrong.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. So, sorry for the confusion. All right. So week 3, Fury Submit Leaderboard coming in at number 10. Jasmine C. 3 families help. Great job, Jasmine. Coming in at number 9, Lucy Brigman. 4 families help. Great job, Lucy. Number 8, Jamar Sims. 5 families help. Number 7, myself. 8 families help. Number 6, Yvette B. Great job, girl. 8 families help. Look at that. Oh, good job, girl. All right. 5, Joshua K. 8 families help. Number 4, Previs. Great job. 8 families help. Number 3, Khalid. Great job. 9 families help. Number 2, Eugene. 11 families help. And guys, this gentleman here just got his logo. It is FFL Tap In. Michael Taplin, 13 families help, coming in at number 1. Definitely well deserved. Okay. So great job to you guys. Everyone can be on that leaderboard. You just have to make a decision. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to go into, guys, is some updates and announcements that I want to cover. As you guys know, I talk about this every week, how important live dials is. All right, live dials, we have it open every day. We have some people start at 7:30, so we do have it open at 7:30 for those who started at 7:30. And then myself, along with other leaders, jump on at 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, right? This is where you can learn how to dial, learn how to handle objections, because here's the thing, the two most important things in this business is on the phone and in the field and getting in front of the client. Now, you can't get in front of the client if you don't get good at the phone. So live dials is extremely important, and only those who are successful are the ones that plug into live dials. I'm telling you right now, your life can change overnight the moment you make a decision to start plugging in. It's like showing up to work. If you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. Well, guess what, guys? If you don't show up to live dials, you're not going to make the money that you want. And if you do, it's not going to be consistent. So I challenge everybody to get a schedule together. If you don't know what your schedule looks like, get with one of us so we can help you, so that you can follow a system and plug into, so you too can have success here and get what you came for out of FFL. All right, so that's live sales dials. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is work spots. This is extremely important. Guys, you're going to say, if you like saving money like I do, okay, you want to get work spots. There's a lot of benefits that comes along with it. Yes, it's $99 a month. And guys, if that's a problem, more than likely you're not going to make it here, okay? Because that is very inexpensive. It's $99 a month, all right, to have an office that's close to you to plug into. You have Wi-Fi. You can print your leads. You're around top producers. You can hear what they're saying, what they're doing, adopt the language and the culture, right? So you too can get good at this business. But most importantly, guys, what we use this for, and they've been giving out discounts back to back lately, so definitely take advantage of them, is the discounts on the leads. The leads are already affordable compared to everybody else in the industry. But on top of that, they're giving you a discount and you're saving tons of money every year, just by every month or every week, that is, just by using WorkSpot. So join today, become a member. If you want us to work with you, if you want us to help you, WorkSpot is not a question, it's a must have. So make sure you guys have that, okay? The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the weekly schedule. All right, can y'all, whoever's unmuted, mute your phone, please. Perfect. So the weekly schedule is so important, guys. The reason why we have this is so that you can have a system to follow to have success. We realize that, guess what? Everybody has a busy schedule. If I asked how many people were busy, I think everybody would raise their hands up. But you have to ask yourself a question. Are you busy getting ahead, or are you busy getting by? Are you busy making the money that you desire, that you need, that you want, or are you busy and broke? I can't help you if you're busy and broke, but what I can do is I can help you become busy and abundant. So following this simple schedule that we have in place is in place for a reason. Just like we have a script, we have a schedule to follow. That way, in whatever days that you have off, that you can, you know, dedicate to your FFL, what you put in is what you get out. So we have something going on each and every day for you so that you too can have success. So make sure you screenshot this and you see exactly what's going on. We have podcasts, we have training videos. I mean, it gets no better than this. And I can tell you this, guys, now, before I came there, they weren't doing any of what we're doing right now. We're really like taking the time out to just throw everything at you, and so that you can have everything that you need and all the resources to become successful. But we can't do the work for you. So definitely take this schedule seriously, put a plan in place for yourself, and let's go to work, okay? All right, and then the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the New Jersey sales conference. Okay, so if you didn't make it out to the Maryland conference, as you know, if y'all saw the telegram and you saw the business, I mean, we had so much explosive growth after that Maryland conference. It was insane. All right, and so we can definitely have another run and do that again. If you missed the Maryland one, get to New Jersey, okay? Kali's gonna put the flyer up there for you, screenshot it. If you know people in Jersey, have them come out to this event. Kali will be speaking alongside of myself and a lot of other leaders in the company that come from different backgrounds. And the cool thing about this, guys, is you never know what you're gonna hear or what your team is gonna hear that's gonna click and make sense for you or them to go to work. Right? I know Kali didn't build his business just by showing up alone. She always brought people with her, which is why her business is over 500,000, right? There's no, success is not an accident, right? We have the blueprint. All you have to do is follow it. When you plant a seed, guys, the plant doesn't grow overnight. The plant doesn't grow as soon as you plant the seed. You have to keep watering the seed. What does that mean for you? You have to keep showing up. You have to keep plugging in. You have to keep plugging people in the system. Depending on what you want out of this business, run this play and run the system so you too can have success, and you're going to get a different version, right, with the same message of everybody and how they came out of their adversity, they made a decision, they followed the system, and here's what they're doing. This is not a rah-rah event, guys. This is get the information that you need on what everybody is doing to have success and find your way here. Okay. And so you want to make sure you're there. I've never seen an agent, a broker, or whatever you decide to be in this business. I've never seen anybody become successful without plugging into these sales conferences. So make sure you are there. Got it? All right. Perfect. So now I don't want to take any more time away from our amazing speakers today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first gentleman. He came over from the practice company that most of us came from. Been going hard since he started, just following the system. You learned a lot of stuff along the way, Josh, right? But the cool thing, guys, about making mistakes in this business, and I wouldn't even say really making a mistake, but kind of like figuring out or finding your way. You still make money in the process, but you ultimately know exactly who you need to follow, who you need to listen to, what works and what doesn't work, just by running the system and following the play. And if you don't follow the play, you're not going to get the results you want. And he can attest to both sides of this, but I'm super proud of him because he is one of the top producers on FFL High Voltage. He's crushing it. I know he wants to get his logo and definitely get this integrity deal. So he's taking it very seriously, and he's having a ton of success on the phones. If you ever heard him dial, he gets up at 7:30. He's also a part of our accountability group as well. So he gets up a little bit earlier than that, around 5 o'clock, and he's done booking, let's say like around what, 10, 11?
Yeah, on good days by 11:10. Yeah, no question.
Exactly. So he's very consistent. And guys, I want you to hear what he's saying and what he's doing so that you can do the same thing. You can take what he's saying and he's doing. All he did was learn is from the leaders that we had him plug into, YouTube videos, podcasts. He was a student of the business. And guys, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And with that being said, Josh, I'm super excited about your growth, your success, and everything that you're doing. Go ahead and take it away and bless us with the call for about 10 to 15 minutes and go over appointment setting and what you say on the phone to have so much success.
Cool. Thank you, Corinne, first and foremost, for the opportunity to speak. When it comes to setting the appointments, I think there's a few things that you have to keep in mind first before you even get started. One, you want to be prepared. I think the best thing to do is kind of have everything ready so that you're prepared for the call. Number two, big thing is going to be the timing. I think, and a lot of our leaders that I've heard speak about it, they always say 7:30 to 8:30 is like a really, really important time. Like, and especially like for myself, I can always say, in that hour and a half, I usually have about 3 to 4 appointments booked already right there. So I get a jump start. So that's the biggest thing. I think the other thing is you just have to be prepared and have the right mindset. Now, when it comes to booking the appointments, I've taken a lot of things from a lot of different leaders. Like I've took some stuff from what Corinne, the colleague says, and a few things that other people say. Do you want me to just kind of run through my script? All right, cool. So,
yes, please, and not too fast.
All right, cool. So, all right. So I'll start off. I'll say hello. Hey, Corinne.
Hello.
Hey, I said, good morning. My name is Joshua Khan. I'm one of the supervisors here at the Benefit Center here in DC. I'm also one of the medical profilers here for the district. I'm reaching out because we've got a request here at the office, and it's gone unfulfilled for some time now. And I've been assigned by the district to help you out with this request, Ms. Corinne. The request stated that your date of birth here was 1/1/1981. I'm assuming that's correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Fantastic. All right. So the purpose of me calling Ms. Corinne is just to get you the information that you requested from us. I have your email address here as corinng@gmail.com. I'm assuming that's correct?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a telemarketer. Okay? I'm on the medical side of things. I specialize in helping to get you qualified medically for these different. Once I get you qualified medically, that's when I work my magic and I can get the premiums down to fit within your budget. Okay. But ultimately, my job is not to sell you a thing, Ms. Corinne. My job is just to get you the information, and then what you do to it is totally up to you. Okay. Cool. So this is what's going on tomorrow. So I'm actually going to be driving down into DC from Bel Air, Maryland, to help out about 10 families, but I do have a few time slots available. Are you working, retired, or on disability?
I'm working.
Okay, is that like a traditional 9 to 5, or are you or do you work during the evenings?
So it depends. Are you talking about tomorrow?
Yes.
I get off at 5.
Okay, fantastic. Because look, I have one more time slot or a time frame for tomorrow that I can fit you in. It's in the window of about 6 to 7, so that gives you about an hour or so to kind of get settled at home. How's that sound?
That's perfect.
Awesome. It takes me about 15 minutes just to get you this information, and I'm out of your hair. Okay. So do me a favor, Miss. Grab a sheet of paper for me. I want to get you a confirmation code and my information for tomorrow. Let me know once you're ready. There's no rush.
I'm ready.
All right. Awesome. So your code is ABC123. Okay. Can you repeat that for me?
ABC 123.
All right. Fantastic. So, and my name is Joshua, just like how it's spelled in the Bible, Joshua, Khan, Khan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm going to do is, as soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to send you a text message to confirm our appointment.
Okay.
And then I'll have a copy of my ID and my license, so this way you can review my credentials before I get out to you. Okay. Now, here in the request, we have your delivery address here as 123 Main Street. I'm assuming that's correct.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. So here on Main Street, what's the parking situation like? Is it street parking?
No, we have a visitors. It's right next to, you'll be able to see it if you drive past my I'm in a condo. So if you drive past the condo, you'll see the visitors on the ground.
All right, cool. All right. I'm sure I can figure it out. So and I don't want to be rude. So is there a doorbell or is it okay to knock?
It's okay to knock.
Okay, awesome. And any big dogs or killer cats I need to be aware of?
This is a small dog, but I'll put him up before you come.
Okay, cool. So I'll prepare just in case. All right, awesome. So I look forward to our conversation tomorrow in that 6 to 7 time frame. And I just one more time, really quick, because I am there to come see you. There's no reason why you wouldn't be there in that time frame, right?
No. I'll be home.
All right, awesome. We're really looking forward to our conversation. Have a blessed day. Click.
You too. Same here. That's perfect.
Can we? So thank you, Josh. Thank you, Corinne. I know a lot of time, like I think people are scared to dial or nervous about dialing because of the objections, and the calls don't normally go as smooth as that just went, Josh. So number one, I want to ask you, how did you learn how to overcome objections?
Oh, that's easy. The live sales dials. Yeah, that it's a no-brainer. So on there, I was able to hear Kali, I was able to hear Corinne, close. Also, they were able to kind of coach me up, like while I was still kind of trying out different ways to kind of get my script together. So the live sales dials was a big part of that. I think also plugging like podcasts as well. That also was a big part of me. Of it helping, because you have to do a little bit of work like outside of like the time that you kind of work on your craft. I feel like sometimes if you want to have that extra mile or be able to go that extra mile, you have to put in a little bit extra work. So I'm always podcasts, and I try to be part of the live sales house as much as possible.
You have to be a student of the business so that you can like learn the processes. Now, so Josh, can we do one? Can I throw you some objections?
Yeah.
Because I think this is the part that everybody wants to hear. Like I said, when it goes all smooth like that, it's people are like, oh yeah, that doesn't happen. But they're more likely to get some objections, especially when they're new and kind of nervous. So I'm gonna give you some objections.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead. You won't call me?
Ring.
Hello?
Hi, Kali.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Kali, how you doing? My name is Joshua Khan. I'm one of the supervisors here at the Benefit Center. I'm also one of the medical profilers here for the district. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm reaching out to you because I got a request here, and the request has been out of date for some time now, and I've been assigned by the district to help you get this fulfilled, pretty much. Okay. Here in the request, we have your date of birth here as 1/1/1981. I'm assuming that's correct.
That is, but I don't have time to do this right now.
Okay, not a problem.
Can you call me back? Because I'm at work.
Okay, not a problem. I'm not gonna hold you up too long. All I'm trying to do is just set up a time to talk with you tomorrow. And it literally takes 10 to 15 minutes and I'm out of your hair. So talk to me. I know that you said you're at work. Is that like a traditional 9 to 5?
Yeah, I get off at 6.
Okay, fantastic. So I do have my last opening about 7 o'clock. So why don't we set a time for 7 o'clock tomorrow? It takes me about 15 minutes to come sit with you and we can discuss the different options that we have
Oh,
available.
you gotta come to my house?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's a really quick process.
Why you just can't do it over the phone?
So I really wish it was that simple, but when it comes to life insurance, it's not like a one item fits everybody kind of thing. So there are a few things that I have to be able to verify with you. And I know it might sound silly, but they want me to verify that you are who you are. They want to make sure that you're not in a wheelchair, make sure you're not on oxygen, and all of these things that we have to verify ultimately is to protect you and myself. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to make sure there's no insurance fraud. We make sure everything properly and legal. But again, like I said, it literally
Okay.
takes minutes. I'll be in and out of your hair. Um, we can discuss this at about 7 o'clock tomorrow. All right. Can you do me a favor? Grab a sheet
You
of paper.
said,
I'm sorry.
well, tomorrow I have tomorrow's what? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
I have a class tomorrow. When I get off work, I go to a class.
Okay. And what time is your class?
It starts at 7 and it's over at 9.
Okay. So your class is over. Wow, you work really hard, man. You have no breaks in between.
No,
No.
I'm going to school. I'm getting my master's degree.
Okay. Okay. Bravo on that. But so what time? So talk to me again, really quick. What time did you go into work tomorrow? Because I know you
I
said you got
go
to
in at 9.
go in at 9. All right. So
Yeah.
this I do have an option for you, right? So we have two options that we could
Oh,
do. First one is
okay.
I typically don't do this, but for you, Miss Kali, I'll be more than happy to set an appointment where we can sit down at 8 o'clock. Okay. Now here's the thing: when I say 8 o'clock, I'll be punctual. I'll be there 8 o'clock, and I'll be out of there by. It shouldn't take me too long, like I said, so that this way you can take care of whatever you need to do with that work, and then go to school, go to class. Or the second option is this: we do have the ability to take care of this virtually, and with the virtual appointment, as long as you're available tomorrow, we can take care of it at a later time, or we can just set up a time for the following day.
I thought you said you had to see me.
Well, see, that's the thing. Uh, we are going to be able to communicate through Zoom. Now, I am
Oh,
going to
Zoom. Okay.
exactly. So there is still going to be documentation that I am gonna have to verify with you. But we are going to be able to communicate via Zoom, or we can take care of this over the phone. But either way, like I said, it literally takes 15 minutes. But the first part of the process is setting up an appointment. Okay. Now I know I know it might seem like a crazy process, but the first part is setting up the appointment. So
Okay.
tomorrow,
So you said 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It takes 15 minutes, and I can get you all
Okay.
the.
So you'll be done by 8:15.
We should be done right around 8:15. Yeah, as long as we start on time.
Okay. Okay. All right. That'll work. That can work for me.
All right, terrific. So, what we'll do is, and here in the request that we got here from you, we have your delivery address here as 100 Main Street. I'm assuming that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so here we have you for Main Street at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm sorry. All right, terrific. All right, so here on Main Street, what's the parking situation like for you, Miss Kali? Is it street parking, or is it like a parking
Oh, you
garage?
can park it. Yeah, you can park in the street right outside my house.
All
It's
right,
a red house.
all right, fantastic. Now, is it okay to knock? Was there a doorbell?
I have a doorbell. I have a ring.
All right, awesome. And any big dogs or killer cats that I need to be aware of before I get out?
I have two little cats, but they're not going to kill you.
All right, no worries. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna send you a text message to confirm our appointment for tomorrow morning. In that text message, I'll send you a copy of my ID and my license. And then when I get out there to you tomorrow morning, one of the first things I'll do is I'll also show you my ID and my license. So this way, you know you're not talking to a random crazy person. Okay.
Okay.
All right, terrific.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. So, and I know you're gonna be busy tomorrow, and as you know, I'm coming all the way from Bel Air to come see you. So there's no reason why you wouldn't be there at that 8 a.m. Right?
No, I'll definitely be there at 8 a.m.
All right, fantastic. So I'll see you there at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be in and out of here in 15 minutes. Have a blessed day.
All right, thank you. Thanks. All right, good stuff, Josh. Like that, and it probably would not have went that way, but
Yeah.
not only because she
We went
said
a lot.
she wasn't, I said I was in a rush, but you still booked the appointment. And that's the whole thing is what I wanted a lot of people to hear is a lot of times when people say, oh, I'm busy, are they really that busy because they answered the phone? Right. And then if they say they're going to call you back, Josh, like how's it when you first started, somebody said, oh, I'll call you back later. Did you fall for that?
Yeah, I definitely did, and I learned very quickly that they're not gonna call you back. They're not gonna do that.
Right. Or you tell them if they say, well, can you call me back later? Do they answer when you call them back later?
No, they normally don't. So my thing is this. So like a lot of times the conversations do really go like that. They go like they seem like forever. We're talking in circles. But the thing is, they're either gonna hang up or they're gonna book. And that's just how you have to approach it. They're either gonna hang up or they're gonna book. Until then, you work the script, and whatever they say, try to do your best to just come right back to the script and just keep it. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I learned from Jamie. Whatever is happening, right back to the script.
Okay, good. Do you have do you have any like final words of advice for someone who's new, or someone who's nervous about dialing?
Yeah,
Because it can be a lot of people are very nervous about it.
I would say the best advice I could say: do it. Just do it. You know, don't be scared. And I know it can be a little bit nerve wracking, but you got to do it. At the end of the day, the business is winning on the phone in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because that sets us up to win in the home, and you can't win in the home without winning on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So
There
just
we
do it.
go. Someone asked Josh, what kind of leads are you running?
So right now I've been able to run lately. I was running 1 month and 3 month old final expense leads.
Okay, so you're calling $3 and $4 leads.
Yep.
With the work spots discount.
No question.
All right, Josh. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Josh? I didn't mean to like take over. Josh, any questions for Josh outside of the leads that he has? All right, Corinne, Josh, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Corinne, can you take it away? I'm not sure who's next.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So guys, gosh, Josh, thank you so much for blessing us with that information. The next person that I want to bring on today, guys, we're doing a little bit different. We have Rachel. She's on Team Unity with Richard Moore. She has a new writer. Her name is Luna. She helps 16 families, 16 guys, and she's been crushing it. And you know, we want to hear from her. Just about a short story about her, where she came from, and then also how she's having so much success as a new writer in the field, right? With the support of her business partner, Rachel. So Rachel, are you on here? And Luna?
Yeah, I'm on here. I'm just driving at the moment.
No worries. I wanted to bring you on as well too, because you both can kind of talk from a hiring standpoint, but also her having success in the home as well. So we'll start with Luna.
She here?
I saw her in here.
Yeah, she should be.
Oh, my iPad is acting crazy.
Okay, let me give her a quick call.
See her? Luna? Okay.
She should. Oh, there she is.
There she goes. She just joined back.
Hey, Luna. Hey, are you on? Okay, perfect. Yeah, Corinne, she's on. Corinne.
We, Corinne,
Technical
where did Corinne
difficulties.
go?
Yo, we are a mess right now.
Corinne, her phone, like her stuff is unmuted.
She just joined that.
Corinne did.
Yeah, Corinne just joined that.
She's on here twice.
Okay.
Okay, y'all can just go ahead and start. I don't know. I guess she's gonna ask Luna some questions. I don't know. I don't have
Sorry, y'all.
the agenda. Okay, there she is.
I'm here. My iPad is acting crazy. I had to get on my phone. Is Luna there?
I'm here.
Hey, Luna.
Hey.
So thank you for coming on. If you can jump into just a very short version of your story, where you came from, and how you got into this business, and then go into how you're having so much success in the home as a new writer. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
having me on.
Yeah.
So my name's Luna, and I'm new. I've only been here, I think maybe it's been 30 days that I've been actively in the field. And I just kind of, it's hard because I don't necessarily have like any, specific secret. I think I just, I wanted it. And so I went for it. I just kind of jumped in. I talked to Rachel a lot because, you have tons of questions in the beginning and stuff. And her main thing was, and she was right, like, don't overthink it. It's very simple. Just go into it, and just keep it simple. And that's what I did. And that's what worked for me. I was a finance broker before this, which is a lot different. There was really no face-to-face contact. Almost every single person that I ever did business with was in a different state than I was. And so I have a lot of experience with the public, just in my life in general. So that part wasn't, but it's a little different when you're going into someone's home and you're talking about all their personal experiences and sometimes hard subjects to talk about. So I think what has worked for me the best is genuinely caring about each and every person and their stories and what they're telling you and why they need this, because people can feel that. And I think that's the biggest thing, because it makes them comfortable with you, first of all, but they also come to trust you, and they want to do business with you. They feel like you have their best interests in mind. And for me, and I'm sure for all of you as well, like that's a huge thing, because if you don't feel like, the person that you're with cares, I'm not going to buy anything from them. I'm just not going to do it. So, and the caring part isn't, because it sometimes can be very emotional, but I think that I just approached it as each home that I go in, when I leave, I know that, I'm leaving them in a better place than they were in when I got there. And so that's a big deal to me as well.
So Luna, where do you live?
I live in Arizona.
Okay, so, and how far is that from Rachel?
All the way across the country.
So
Really far.
yeah. So so you're having success, because I asked you this question because some agents feel that because they haven't been out in the field with their trainer, or they're not in the same state, that they won't have success. And that's not true, right? I always say this, some of our best agents didn't even watch their business partners in the field. to really be honest with you. So what did that look like when you helped 16 families and you've only been here for 30 days, right? You're still trying to figure everything out. You got a bunch of questions. What did your schedule look like? What did that look like for you? You know, how many families did you book? You know, how many appointments did you set? Like, what did that look like for you when you went out and you helped those 16 families?
So you can't neglect the phones. That's the one thing that I will say. And it's a grind. It can be a grind, especially at the beginning, you know. But you have to have a full day. And there were a few days that I didn't have a full schedule at all, you know, either because of, you know, just I have little kids and I'm a single mom and stuff like that. And so there's, you know, just always going to be little things, but making sure that inevitably somebody's not going to show up. It just happens. And, or, you know, there were a couple of times you'll get people who they don't even remember talking to you. These people are senior citizens and they're, you know, sometimes they just don't know. They just, you know, from one day to the next, and, you know, they don't want to let you in the door, and you got to have that backup plan. Like if you don't have enough appointments booked that day, then you're going to find yourself sitting in your car, which I'm not going to lie, I've been there. Like, okay, what do I do next? You know, and you're in where I'm at, I live in the Phoenix area, and it's huge here. I mean, it's, you know, so my appointments a lot of times are an hour to an hour and a half away. Like I could be in a different state in some cases, you know, but this is just driving across Phoenix for me. So, you know, when you're that far away from home and all of a sudden you find yourself with no appointments, it's not the best thing. So, so book up. And Rachel actually made a really good point to me. She said, like, you got to follow the numbers, like, because they work, and they do. So that's a huge part. And that keeps you sort of on track, and it keeps, like she said, the emotion out of it as well, because you're just trying to hit those numbers, like this many appointments, this, you know, this is how I break it down. This is where I'm at. And it just makes it almost like a math equation. And you're just kind of, you know, trying to solve that equation for yourself every week, which it's easy to follow. So, and if you do, you get good results.
Luna, I think I don't know if we might have got kicked off again. What? So how many leads are you buying? Were you scared to buy leads at first?
Of course. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just, I mean, I guess maybe scared isn't necessarily the word for it. It's just like, it's just
nervous.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, you're sort of, you know, just, but my whole thing is that if you invest into the leads, like even if you just help one family out of those leads, you're gonna pay for them, you know, I mean, and then some. So like, most likely you're gonna do well above and beyond. I think the first time that I bought leads, I just bought 100, you know, and I'm trying to think, my first week, I think I've helped 3 families that week, you know, and then the next week.
Okay.
So, you know, but 3 families that I easily paid for my 100 leads, you know, like,
yeah,
even a question. So now I look forward to buying leads, you know, because it's like they're all fresh and new to me, and you know, so like that's exciting. I love starting out and like having this fresh pile of leads to start hitting.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like, because I remember my first time, I was very nervous about buying leads, and then I started looking forward to it. Cause like you said, then it's almost like a rush, like, because you're like, okay, I know, you know what you're going to get from them, but you got to put in the work, right? And you talked, how did you embrace, because I think the part that people miss a lot of times is that that's the most important part, right? Learning the phones and getting good on the phones. So what did you do? And let me ask, I'm gonna come back to you, Luna, but Rachel, as her coach, what are the things that are helping Luna? And I'm all over the place, y'all. So I wasn't expecting to jump in here. But Rachel, what were you expecting for, like, what has made Luna successful so quickly? What is she doing? What are the attributes that she has that she's showing to get her the success that she's getting? Because it's not an accident, Luna, that you've helped 16 families in your first month, right? That's not an accident at all. So, Rachel, what are you doing? What is she doing specifically that's helping her be more successful?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think everyone, especially like newer agents, can you hear me?
We can. Thanks, Rachel.
Sorry, yeah. So I think a lot of like newer agents and even people who have been here for a while, everyone thinks that there's like, you know, a secret. Like there's really just no secret. You know, I can't take credit for what Luna's done. I'm just here to kind of help her, show her, you know, kind of the way that I go about things now, because Lord knows I have made so many mistakes from being here. So my whole goal with everybody is just to get, you know, new people to avoid the mistakes that I made from being new. You know, and really just reassure them like, hey, listen, if you put in the work, like you can't fail. Like the only time you're going to fail is if like, you know, you're buying leads and you don't dial or you don't go to work or don't show up to your appointments. That's really going to be the only time. You know, but I like to keep things super simple just because from my experience, when I first started, I overthought the world because I'm an overthinker, you know, and I would kind of send myself into a tizzy with the product knowledge. So I tell everyone, you know, off the bat too, is just get into the home, you know, talk to them a little bit, fill out that financial inventory, the client worksheet, and then give me a quick call and let's go from there. But always dig into, you know, obviously their why. And I think that that's been such a great thing that Luna's been able to do is she's really been able to connect to, I mean, really just everyone on such a personal level, you know, figure out their why and, you know, like take time with the family you're with. I know a couple of times she had like a full day and I remember the one appointment, Luna, you were in, it was a couple hours long, but it didn't matter because you have to love the one that you're with. That wound up being like a really big sale, but at the end of the day, it really helped protect that family and really met that couple's needs, you know? So I think that that's probably the most important thing is just to stay active, stay focused, stay positive, and always reach out to your upline.
Good stuff. Anybody else have any questions for Luna or for Rachel? Or for both? Luna, what kind of leads are you buying? Are you buying CRM leads? 3 month and 1 month?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not buying brand new leads, you're buying the least expensive leads that we have, next to the least expensive, and you're getting results.
Yeah, I actually have bought a couple times, you know, smaller amounts of the instant and the new. But I have consistently got the 1 month and the 3 month, and I've had a lot more success with them. And they sound, you know, like they wouldn't be great, but you have to think about how many people in that in all those leads that you get, say you get 100 leads, and in that 100 leads, I would say at least easily half of them probably never even talked to anyone the first time that lead was, you know, because you just, you gotta work them to really get a hold of the people, because sometimes people don't answer. They don't know who you are. They're not home, you know, people have lives. So many of the people the families that I have helped have told me that that I'm the first person that they've ever even talked to. And these are 3-month-old leads, you know? So it's like one of those things where, you know, someone probably called them and they moved on to the next one. And then they didn't get called again, they missed the call and then they probably just didn't get called again. So it's really a brand new lead if you think about it, but at, much less of the cost.
Yeah, right. So that's good. Let me ask you, this is my last question. So you said you had a fancy title, a finance broker, I think I heard you say?
I was a finance broker, yeah.
Okay, so how did you end up transitioning to insurance?
So, well, I just, I was, how do I say this? When you're a finance broker, there are a lot of variables that go into your success other than what you can control. Like I was at the mercy of banks and their decisions, and clients and their decisions, and so it could be very, very inconsistent depending on the month or the time of whatever. COVID changed a lot of things financially, like interest rates and banks and who they'll loan money to and things like that. And credit scores, I was at the mercy of people's credit scores, So I just felt like I didn't have a ton of control over my income at a lot of times. And so I ended up connecting with Rachel, and it just was immediately like we both just kind of knew right away, like with our first conversation. And so the finance broker job, it sounds a lot fancier than it actually is, but.
And then how did you find out about Family First?
It was actually, well, I was on Indeed, and I had been thinking, so I had been approached by a few different companies, like local and some like bigger national and stuff like that. And just, saying that my background and my experience would be really good for insurance. So I had been tossing around the idea of getting into it. I wasn't licensed at that point or anything. I think this was back at like in the end of January or beginning of February. I didn't ever really feel that connection with anyone that I had talked to. And, but I was still kind of, curious, I guess. And so I was on Indeed, and I saw something on there, and I just reached out, and then that's how I connected with Rachel. And then once I talked to Rachel, I just knew right away, like that this was what I wanted to do. So this was where I wanted to be.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good,
I think
good.
like
Well,
our
welcome,
first phone
welcome
call
to
was,
FSI.
oh no, I think our first phone call, we were on the phone with each other for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like
Yeah.
going through everything.
Okay. Avis asked a question. Avis asked, do you leave messages? We generally don't leave messages, Avis, when we're dialing. We keep calling them or then we might knock on their door. But do you leave messages, Luna?
Sometimes, yeah. So, and it kind of depends on how many times I don't ever leave a message the first or second or sometimes even third time that I call. But if I'm, calling for like a fourth time, and if I block my number, sometimes I will leave just a brief message, kind of explaining why I'm calling, because at that point I feel like, they're screening my calls. Obviously, they know it's me calling again. And, so I leave them a message, and I'm super friendly. And I don't hide why I'm calling at all, because they filled out the form. So it's very simple to me. Like this, they filled it out. And even though a lot of times people say, I didn't do that, but anyway, they did. And so I say why I'm calling, not in like a ton of detail, but I do. And I just, I say, I just need to verify this information with you. Please give me a call back. I don't say, I don't give them I say, I need you to give me a call back. Basically, like this is important information that I need to verify with you. And I do get a lot of calls back. Sometimes they call me to say I'm not interested, which is fine. But other times people will call me and I'll book them. So, I just feel like if you're going to call, and just get nobody every single time, if it's really, because how many times are you going to keep calling and calling and calling and calling before you move on to another set of leads, really? So the last time that I'm calling them, like I said, with my number blocked or whatever, I just leave that message. And if they call me back, great. You know, maybe that's 2 more appointments that I booked for that week. If it's, you know, that's how I see it.
That's good. I like that. I'm going to start doing that. You don't know who you can learn from.
Because I was like, you know, you kind of, so one of the main things that I had to get past at the beginning, like, was that, I guess not feeling like ashamed of why I'm calling them. I'm calling them because they filled out a form with all their information and asked me to call them. So that's why I'm calling them. And so, like, for me, it's very black and white. Like, I'm calling you because you wanted me to call you. So, and obviously that they don't respond the same way 100% of the time. But that's how I approach it with every single one. Like, I'm calling you back.
So Luna, what I'm hearing, and I hope, I don't mean to cut you off, but what I'm hearing, and I hope everybody else is hearing, is the mindset behind your phone calls, right? And so you said you are very, very sure that they filled out a form, right? Because I think at some point people get to, like, well, when they say, oh no, I didn't fill it out, they're like, oh, well, they said they didn't fill it out. No, they did. Like, you have the paper and you're calling them back because they asked you to call them. And so you're not confused about that. And I think that's so key. Like Jawan said, you're dropping jewels. Like, and that really is a jewel. Is your mindset behind the lead. And you're very clear in your mind that this is a call, like, you fill this form out and I'm only calling you back because you filled out this form. Not because I'm going through the phone book and got your number, or I found your business card somewhere on the side of the road. Like, you filled this information out and you said you wanted me to call, so I'm going to call you. And I'm going to keep calling you until you tell me no, F you, or let's go book this appointment. Right? That's what I heard.
That's exactly right. Yeah. I've even had people like a couple of times, and I've come back and I've said, no, you filled this out. You sent me this information. I didn't find this. You sent me this information. And they were like, oh, and it turned the whole conversation around. Doesn't work with everybody, but it does work with some people, because then they're like, okay, wait a minute, you know? So
there you go. That's so good. We do have a couple more questions in the chat. Let's see. How did you get good at dialing, and how did the live dials help you? Because Rachel and Rich, they have a live dials that they do, right?
Yeah.
And so how did the live dials help you, Luna?
So I think one of the biggest things that helped me with it was that, well, because for me, I really had to just like dive in, and I could have, you know, listened to other people dialing and things like that. And I did for a while, but one of the biggest things that I got from it is that every single person that's out there and dialing is going through the same thing that you are. They're all getting people that say, I didn't fill that out, or hanging up on them or whatever. Like, we're all in it together. And so it's just kind of, like, it's a numbers game is really what it is. So you just have to just do it, just call, and when one doesn't, just move on, like, next. And then I think too, the other thing is listening to and talking to, and like Jamie, I talked to her a few times and did live dials with her as well. And then I sort of just kind of took all my scripts and everybody I had listened to and my own style and how I'm comfortable, because you want to sound comfortable and clear, but not salesy either, and so I really wanted, and I think it works. Like, if you sound confident, but you also sound, kind of direct but casual. I don't know. There's a lot of different, but so I just made my own script essentially. And sometimes I change it around and tweak it. And, you know, like if I say make 10 calls or whatever, and I'm getting hung up on every time with that script, then I'll be like, maybe I should change it up a little bit. So I'll change a few words. And so it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, it's sort of like you're just tweaking it all the time. Like it's what doesn't work.
It's fluid. It's fluid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not rocket science, you know, it's like you just, I don't know. I change it up a little bit depending on the person that I talk to, because sometimes I'll get people on the phone that I know they're going to vibe with me really well. You can a lot of times just tell right away with those people, you know, and so I'll run with it. And those always end up being like really good appointments for me. So, you know, you kind of have to gauge which ones you're talking to.
Right. Okay. Anybody have any more questions for Luna or Rachel, or any questions in general?
What's your week schedule like?
I dial. Typically, I dial one day and then I run. So I dial, run. And then if I'm gonna run on Saturdays, then I'll dial on. So like Mondays I dial, Tuesdays I run, Wednesdays I dial, Thursdays I run. And I find that is what works best for me right now. Just to sort of keep because you want your run days to be as full as possible to maximize. And so you need a full day on the phones for that, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So did you know that your name means, Luna, do you know that your name means moon in Spanish?
Yes, yeah. So my name is actually Namuna. My full name is Namuna. Luna is, I got that nickname about 15 years ago when I was working in a Spanish tequila bar.
I knew it.
Yeah. So we had to have Spanish nicknames, but I just moved to Arizona, so I didn't know any Spanish. Yeah. But my nickname had always been Moon growing up. So
that's really cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy, for your fun fact, Lucy. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap up. It's 12 o'clock. Thank you so much, Luna. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Josh, for taking time out of your schedules today, for jumping on here and pouring into us. I hope the people on the call got a lot of great information. Can everybody take their phone off the mute real quick and tell them thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'm happy to help.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. So thank you again, guys, for everything, for jumping on this morning. Thank you, team, for getting on the call and listening. Hopefully you guys got something this morning. Let's go out in the field today, tomorrow, next weekend. Crush it. We'll see you here on next Saturday, guys. Have a great one.
Peace.
Bye.